What's up, gang? This is the GoodBerean. Welcome back. We are back playing some blueprints. We are on day 12, apparently. I kind of forgotten what day we're on. It's been a bit since we played. It was since this past Thursday, and it is now Tuesday. And I kind of don't remember what all we've accomplished. So let's do this. We're going to get into it. We're going to do some day 12, and then we'll kind of see if we can do a recap collectively. Recapping this game is just going to be a little bit more difficult than doing a recap for something like Hollow Knight or Silk Song, because at least with Silk Song, right, there was a map I could look at and be like, oh, we went here and then we did this and then we beat up this boss and then this boss beat us up. But with a game like this, I kind of have to be like, well, what did we accomplish last time? So we are a person whose grunkle Herbert passed away, and he's like, hey, you can have this mansion, nephew, if you complete my super secret puzzle, which is finding room 46. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to accomplish room 46. And the way that we're trying to do it is by looking at our notes. So let's see if I can recover anything. Well, I'll start by talking about what we have accomplished. So what we have accomplished is we've discovered that the grounds has some different areas, like an apple orchard, and it has this place over here that we unlocked because we went to the garage. We have discovered that there are some certain things that we can upgrade permanently, and so that's kind of our goal for each day and each run, is to figure out what kind of permanent upgrades we can do and what sort of permanent puzzles we can solve. Some big gains from last time were figuring out what the pictures meant. We'd been seeing these pictures, these pairs of pictures that I'm realizing I could have demonstrated over in the main room, but I'm not going back right now. There were these pairs of pictures everywhere, and I was like, what do these pictures mean? And I thought some of them rhymed and some of them alliterated, but it's each one has one single letter missing, and the goal is to figure out which letter is missing for each pair. And so, as you can see, I've already started to plot out a lot of these, and now I'm realizing this is probably what should be the goal of the stream, is figuring out the rest of these and seeing what else we can do to kind of get to these other rooms. Because if we can figure out the secret message, then we'll be really super duper on our way. So I think that's one big discovery from last time. We also found a family tree from last time. We accomplished a lot last time because I'm looking at this. All of these notes are from last time. Like the family tree down, that's all last time. So family tree, where's my family tree? Family tree, we found out how all these people's relationships and got their pictures. You can't see their pictures, but I just took a snapshot of it so I can reference it. What else did we do? We found some of the names of certain angels. We already knew about Rhina, but we got Vea and Joya. I don't know if that's important, but it might be. What else did we do? Oh yeah, something about Bridget needing to make sure that some books were available. I don't know if that matters. We had an Alzara vision about 8 red envelopes. So we'd actually encountered an envelope already 2 streams ago in the bunker. And it was numbered number 7. So we know there are 6 others because one of them is missing. We don't know which one. So that was a big find. What else do we find? We got to all the network terminals. That was pretty cool. We still don't know how to activate data transfers, so we'll have to figure that one out. I'm also not sure how the experiments work in the laboratory, because I thought it was like these temporary buffs that you were supposed to get, but I'm pretty sure I applied an experiment and did not get the buff that I thought I was getting, so we'll have to check on that. And apparently we lived in the bunk room with our brother Herbie, and we had a lot of beef as children, but now we're cool. And we also figured out what, based on the pictures, because we found pictures in certain rooms, and so now that we know what the family tree is, and we know how names connected with faces, we can start to figure out who had which room, which again, I don't know if this is important, but I figured it's worth to write down anyway. That's going to be a lot of this game, is me writing down things that probably aren't actually important at all, but it's better to have too much knowledge that isn't important than less knowledge of stuff that is that we wish we had written down. And we've already run into that stuff of like, I run into something, I'm like, oh, what were the order of the angels? Wait, I didn't write down the order of the angels. Ugh. Let me go find the chapel and write down the order of the angels. So we don't want to do that anymore. We want to write down everything that could be important so that we can just solve things immediately as they come. Unrelated to the game, I do want to just shout out real quick. There was that somebody yesterday, when I wasn't even streaming, popped in and anonymously gave 5 gifted subs. So if you're subbed now and you weren't on Friday, thank the anonymous sub gifter. So shout out to that person. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do in each run is go out to the west path here, because the west path kind of gives us this bonus room. I think we've been to all of these rooms before, so there's nothing there, but I do want to kind of do that. I do want to go back to the schoolhouse because we haven't been to many classrooms. We went to like 1 or 2, but they were a lot of them were locked behind stuff. So I think we do schoolhouse here today. And I'm pretty sure there's nothing here that I haven't already learned. Herbie, our brother. Okay, so Herbie went to school here, apparently. Maybe we went to school here as well. It's a little unclear. I did remember that there was a name there. I didn't remember what the name actually was. Ooh, wait, have I read this? I don't think I've read this. For the last 38 years, it has been my pleasure serving as schoolmaster in this humble facility. And meager as it may look by modern standards, I think most of us who spent our afternoons here will readily admit that we are reluctant to see this small piece of Reddington history go. Oh. I first wish to thank Lady Epson, ooh, we know who that is, our most gracious host today, for not only paying attention in my classes those many years ago, but for all the fundraising she has done on behalf of our community and our children. Without her, Reddington Elementary would still be a distant and blurry vision, a vision that I dared not even dream. That dreamer is, of course, the incomparable Mrs. Peterson, our future principal and my reluctant successor, who I might add forced me to give this speech. So I think I'll end my praise of her there, though she deserves much more, I'll admit. Okay, so interesting that Mrs. Peterson is reluctant. Is she just reluctant because she doesn't want whoever's writing this to leave, or is she reluctant because she's like, oh, I don't actually want to be principal, I was just forced into this position? Perhaps it doesn't matter. To the architect of our new school, the Baron Sinclair. Ooh, we also know who that is. I thank you for following in your father's footsteps in building Reddington yet another school, for also allowing the use of your own private residence and floor plans to serve as our interim facility until the new campus is completed in March. Oh, so that's what this is. This is the interim facility for the school that was not actually part of that was not actually a part of the manor, but we basically We're like, hey, you need a place to teach? You can teach in our special rooms. And then that's what happened. A decision I'm certain he will regret immediately. He will immediately regret tomorrow. A decision I'm certain he will immediately regret tomorrow morning when he hears the children running through his halls. I'm sure. It's just these 2 pages. And lastly, I wish to thank all of my students, many of you here today whom I have not seen in years, whose faces I still remember as young and manners wild. Those here whose parents before them I have also taught and whose children I may yet. Without you, I would have had a lifetime of quiet peace. Yet, what is all the peace in the world if you have no one to bestow demerits on? Thank you all sincerely. My time here has meant the world to me, and if I am still standing in 8 months, I will see you all at the slightly less melancholic ribbon cutting ceremony next year. Better joke to end? I guess, is this the better joke, or did he just never get there? Remember to give Mrs. Peterson her gift. Oh, well, but it's not even we don't even know who this is. Maybe it doesn't matter. Ooh, drawer. No secret drawer. Okay. Anything else in here that I've missed? Because clearly I didn't look at hard enough last time. So let's see what else there is that we need to poke our heads into. Nothing. There's a lantern. Okay. Oh, and there's a furnace. Wait, did we do this before? Surely we did. Surely. Oh, wait, yes, because we've now turned off the fire. Okay. Okay. I can't quite remember where all the furnace things were. In fact, let me write that down. I don't know if it's important, but what were the fire or gas, perhaps? Rooms with gas. Classroom, apple. Oh, we did already know that. And I spelled apple orchard wrong and then continued to just leave it spelled wrong. And I haven't shown anybody the notepad. All right. The notepad continues to be the most challenging part of the game here. Remembering to put the notepad on screen, remembering to take it off screen after I'm done. Okay, so we learned something there. I don't know if it's particularly important. Maybe I'll just jot down real quick, and I will bring the notepad on screen for this one. So perhaps I will just jot down real quick that the school used the manor as a temporary classroom until, or I guess while new school was constructed. So it was just a temporary thing. I don't know if that's important, but I think it's worth just jotting down, if nothing else, for my memory, because we just basically used the notepad as a refresher for us today, which was helpful. It was helpful for me to kind of like go back over my notes somewhat chronologically and be like, oh yeah, and we did accomplish that last time, didn't we? So I think we'll continue to do that as a practice, just write down stuff that I don't know will it be important or not. But we got some cash, we got our allowance. So let's go open some doors. As is tradition, we go east first. So what are we doing? A library. Ooh. Kind of like this. I kind of like the library as this move. I also want to make sure. Just want to peek real quick at the chart to see which rooms I'm going for. I want to make sure I get this far. I want to make sure I get I guess E2 here. So I think although this would be a pretty good, I don't know. The library will teach us some stuff. So let's do library. We want to prioritize stuff that, you know, if I don't make it very far, that's okay. But I want to prioritize learning things. Okay. What have we done? So we got to order a book now. So we've done the drafting strategy. We've done the pump system. That was pretty useless. I could have figured all of that out myself. We've done the history of Ordina. We have access to fixed stars because that book is already in the observatory. So I think let's do Swimbird next, just out of sheer curiosity. I really want to read Swimbird. I don't know if Swimbird's important, but I know that our mom wrote it, and so I kind of want to just figure it out. You know, I just want to kind of see it. Okay, we can't open that yet. What can we do? Can we do here? Okay, the aquarium, but we don't have a gem. The Great Hall. That doesn't. But we don't have keys. And then the freezer, which is a horrible, like, but this is the worst. Absolutely the worst. Okay, well, I guess so we don't want to do early game freezer. This is the worst thing. We actually can't do this. So I guess we have to do Great Hall, which basically locks us out of this area. Because I'm pretty sure, because 7 locked doors, we can't open any of these. Yeah, locked. Okay. Well, we tried. So let's go. We're gonna go north now. And let me just quickly peek at what are some rooms. I don't think we have anything in this. Yeah, we don't have anything in the center until rank 7. So I think we'll continue to well, let's just see where this gets us. Actually, you know what? Maybe I don't go center yet. Maybe let's go right or left. Good job, GoodBerean. Still don't know your directions. That's fine. I kind of want to go corridor and get all the way over to the edge here. Because I'm still eyeing the I'm still eyeing just like filling out the picture clues. Ooh, no, this is actually an excellent place for the Nook. Ooh, but because I don't have gems for the classroom. Okay, that's good. We'll save this key for later. I want to just keep going here and see what we can do here. Still can't afford a classroom. We could do pantry, or we could do den. I think we do den because we're gonna want some gems, and it gives us more options to move here. So, all right, we got that gem, and then so this one actually has a picture that we will want to get. We've got blue plane and plan, perhaps. I think we do. Yeah. Is that in? Oh, and then it literally gives us the that's funny because it actually gives, because it is the letter E, because the difference between plane and plan is the letter E. That's the letter that's missing. So that's funny because that is an extra clue if you hadn't figured that out already, which of course we did because we are geniuses. All right, so plane and plan. E. All right. Oops. And now I've offset everything. Okay, cool. And then I think our next goal is going to be this guy up here, which is what? B4? B4. But before we go there, we'll just have to go somewhere else because I don't know how to get there. I think I'll hold off on going this way for now. Let's just keep climbing up this side. Ooh, yeah, I love me a parlor. And I don't know if these are worth it because we really, you know, steps are very rarely the commodity that we end up like losing out to, it's almost always gems and keys that we run out of. All right, so time for my favorite mini game in the whole freaking game, the box puzzle. All right, a box next to this box contains gems. Okay, well, this is the only, I guess either of these could qualify, but it's unclear. Like that's kind of unclear directives. Both boxes next to this box contain gems. Okay, so that would be saying this box and this box contain gems. And then a box next to this box is true. Okay. Well, all right, so I think this is going to be probably the thing that unlocks the whole puzzle. So let's presume this is false. A box next to this box is true, which would mean a box next to this box is not true. Which I suppose it would be true, because there's one box that's always true, there's one box that's always false, and there's one box that it could be true or false, but we don't know. So a box next to this box is true. Well, okay, let's evaluate these. So we have both boxes next to this box contain gems. So that would mean blue and black. A box next to this box contains gems. That would mean white, presumably, because I want to say that these go in order. Perhaps I'm not understanding the rules of the parlor. Like I don't understand what constitutes as next to, but that would mean that if this box is true, then both of these boxes contain gems. And if this box is true, then this box contains gems. But if the next two means this box, then that means this box is the one that's true. So if it's false, if this is false, then that means this box is false, because this one's saying a box next to this box is true. But it would mean, if it was false, then it would mean that a box next to this box is not true, which would make this box false. And if this box is false, then neither of these boxes contain, well, I guess the logical, it's unclear. This is what we have, some imprecision in the language. And so it's not true that both boxes contain gems. It could be true that one of them contains gems, but it's not true that both contain gems. And then this box would be a box next to this box contains gems. So, but if this box is false and this box is false, this box has to be true, which means that this box is the one that contains the gems. On the other hand, if this one is true, the box next to this box is true, both these boxes contain gems, this box, the box next to this, and then that would, so if this was true and this was true, this would have to be false, because we need to have one false box. So a box next to this box contains gems, which is false, because both of these contain gems. The problem is we've never run into a situation, this isn't purely like a logical solution based on the evidence that that's been presented to us. We haven't like ever encountered a situation where multiple boxes contain gems. Like that's almost always like a failure state. So I have to imagine that means that this is the box that contains the gems. This is the false box. These are the true boxes. I feel like I haven't actually solved this logically, but I'm not unclear. Like the language is imprecise enough for me to have some questions about how you would solve this logically. Like it's unclear to me whether or not they're meaning this as a The true negation of this would just be both of these boxes can't contain gems. One could, but not both. I fear that they actually mean that it's a negation of the opposite would be that neither box contains gems. Which I suppose as long as both of these are, it really just depends on this, right? Because if this is false, this is false, this is true. And if this is true, this is true, this is false. And so it really just comes down to one of these two is true and one of these two is false. But I don't know a way to determine which one is which. So I'm just going to go with the white, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Oh, I've got it. All right. Yeah. Again, I don't know if I've like fully, I don't know if I really solved that one, but it, I don't know. It doesn't really make sense to me otherwise. So I just have to kind of go with that one. And I think we just, you know, I feel like I sort of metagamed it a little bit and didn't really like solve the true logic puzzle. But I feel like it would kind of force my hand with some imprecise language. So we got there in the end. Let's keep going. Where am I going, by the way? All right, we're on B3. We need to get to B4. Man, this empty closet was really not the move. It continues to just clog up my my drafting space. I also need some drinks. All right. I could use a gem, or I could use the commissary, do the commissary. That kind of takes me further from my goal. So it's a spare room. So maybe we just, I don't know. I don't really want to do commissary, but it does. Commissary makes sense here. We should go commissary because I want to make sure that I'm like utilizing the space well, even though that's not really the goal here. But I don't know, just the idea of not doing that kind of drives me crazy. Okay, so one thing that I remember us figuring out last time that took me way too long to figure out was there was an extra note. We learned very early on that red notes are liars, but with the important caveat that when it's handwritten, it's not true. So this doesn't look handwritten to me. This looks typed. So I'm going to assume that this is still false then. Because if it's typed, but it's red, then it's not true. But how is it not true? If, like, what would the opposite of, is it, the commissary is open from day 12 to day 16, but the commissary is already open. So I don't fully follow that. I also still don't know what this is, but okay. What do we go here? Ooh, I can't buy anything. Never mind. I have no money. All right. Well, let's continue on. Okay, we get the pantry and then get money. That's not a bad idea. Alternative, we could get the kitchen, which is another thing that we can't do anything with. So let's do pantry. Well, let's get some cash here. Ooh, a banana. Always bring a banana to a party. And then we don't care until we get to rank 4. I think we've learned everything. So with the exception of that one on file E, the only thing we don't have is B4. So I think we have to go for B4. That's our goal right now, is B4. How do I, yeah. So we go here, classroom. Oh, but the classroom actually locks it. Ooh, that's risky. See, that's risky. So the bedroom kind of gives us what we want. It cuts off our access to the entrance hall, but the classroom fully seals us off. I think we have to go classroom just for the attempt to learn new things. I think that has to be what we do. And then if it doesn't work out, that's okay. Grade 1. Okay, we've been to grade 1 before, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because there's Benny. I remember us finding Benny. And then there's the colors. Yep, those are colors, all right. Classroom puzzle. Find the difference. Yep, bride and bridge. We already figured that one out. Freddy. Red. And then RJ. I don't know if we've met anyone named RJ. Yeah, and I remember that the 8 was like sideways. We have the alphabet. There's an apple. Was there anything to do with the drawers? No, doesn't look like it. All right, and then what's this flag? Can I do anything here? No. Can you spin the globe ball? Interesting. All right, well that I didn't guess anything, but hopefully we'll be able to get another one, and then that will lead us to, you know, if we get another classroom, then maybe we'll get to grade 2. Now we have a choice to make. I could open this. I think we have to open this door, because if we open the other door, and it's or if we open the chest and it's not more keys, we're soft locked. Yo, Shogun, what's up? Welcome in. How are you doing today? We are playing some Blueprints. It is a game about building out a house where all the rooms change every single day, and we're trying to get to room 46 and solve some puzzles. So that's what we're up to, and currently I'm trying to open the door to the Great Hall and figure out what comes next. But how are you doing? What's going on? Good to see you again. Not going to be here long, but wanted to say hi. Well, I appreciate you stopping in. Hope everything's going well with your sleep schedule and all of that. Hope everything is going well with school, if you're still doing school, or if you're out for the summer. But yeah, good to see you again. Glad to hear you're doing well. What's up, Boom Trout? Welcome in. How are you doing? Nope, school is done. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Are you doing anything fun for your summer, or you got any plans? But how are you doing, Boom Trout? What's going on with you? We're in the middle of opening a door to figure out what comes next. And here we go. Just wanted to see if you're doing great. I am doing great. Appreciate you stopping in. You have this streamer and you're modding for him. Oh, cool. Well, you know, if you got a job, then by all means be on your way, and make sure you keep those chatters all wrangled. But thanks for popping in. I appreciate you stopping by. Okay, chapel kind of sucks here, especially because we don't have much money. Not actually a job, more like chilling together. I mean, yeah, that's cool too. I mean, you know, I didn't necessarily mean like a paid job, but like, you know, it's a you know, it's a responsibility. We want you to meet this guy sometime. Hey, you know, feel free to, you know, drop it in the Discord and let me know who else you check out. And, you know, I'm always down to check out new streamers and see, you know, meet people. It's, you know, it's been a lot of fun. So I'm totally down with that. Speaking of the Discord, don't forget about your side quest. You still owe us a picture. All right, what are we doing? Bedroom soft locks us. Drawing room gives us more stuff. Chapel makes us lose coins. Did you forget about the picture? I think we go chapel here, because I really don't want to use up all my I really don't want to use up all my gems. What else can we do? You're gonna go now? All right. Well, see ya. Good. Thanks for stopping in. All right. What about this? Storeroom. Actually, storeroom's kind of banger here. I think we go with storeroom. Appreciate you, Shogun. Key. Gem. All right. And I think we already have, yeah, we have all of this stuff. So I think now let's just go back. Do I dare? I dare use my singular key. Let's open this first. What do we have? We have dig spots, kind of like some dig spots. This might be a good place for courtyard, actually. I think we could go courtyard here. And then how's blueprints going? Getting somewhere? I sure hope so. You know, it's like I think the goal is to just continue learning stuff. As long as I'm learning things or making permanent additions, then I'm considering it. It's some progress. So far, I don't think we've learned a whole lot this run yet, but perhaps, you know, I'm hoping to, no, actually that's not true. We did learn one thing. So because I don't know if you were around when we had the revelation about the pictures, but basically the way that it works is all of the pictures are the pairings basically have one letter difference, and so the, you know, clock and lock, and so the letter that's missing in the second picture ends up being like the letter that's associated with that specific room, and it's always the same pictures in the same order. Like this room is always going to be pine and pin regardless of which room we actually put in D1. So currently one of my main, you know, one of my meta goals right now is to kind of fill out the, you know, this as much as we can so we can get the secret message. So I'm hoping that we can get to this room and get some info there. That's the goal. So how are things going with you? How's the game dev coming? We're gonna be, where am I going? All right, let's go this way. Not a great place for claim check, although we do want to do that sometime. I don't know if the treasure map is actually valid in other rooms, but I wanted to try, you know, I want to try it at least. Bedroom kind of sucks there. Observatory kind of rocks. Although, does the observatory have the pictures? Going good. Grandma's art takes a little longer sometimes, so it's been a little slow, but no worries. All right, yeah, glad to hear it. Yeah, I am. I'd love to check it out once it's all done. Because I'll you know me, I love a puzzle game, so definitely down to check that out. So I think we do. Let's do observatory here. Let's see what's going on. Oh, and then the door just opens for us. Okay, that's cool. All right, car, got it. Yep. And I actually kind of suspected that was going to be what it was going to be, just based on the other letters in this row. So we have heart and car, and the T is what's missing, and so that means this row, the clue is 8. So 8 saves. I'm trying to like puzzle through what it could be. 8, is this maybe also 8? Eight. D blank TES. Dates. 8 dates. Crack maybe? Or clack? 8 safes. Nice. I remember figuring out about the missing letter from the picture pair, but never started putting together this clue. Yeah, it was, we actually, it was from one of the, there was a room that kind of unlocked for us that tip, because it was, I forget which room it was, like the office or something, that like had this bit about, it showed like a graph similar to this, but like obviously not like as janky as what's going on here. It looked nicer, and it and then it had like a letter, the letter F in this square, and then showed like, I think it like showed the like face and ace, and then like the letter F in parentheses or something like that. And so it, you know, it was a cool clue, because it was like, it didn't just like say like, hey idiot, this is how it works, but it gave us more information than we had just by looking at other rooms. And so it was enough for me to kind of like put together like, oh, I get it. The cipher, it's like every single letter. It hinted that there was a message. It hinted that there were 44 minus the antebellum, antitheater, antechamber. It, you know, it hinted that there was it was a single letter. It hinted that there was 44 of them. It hinted at like this bit, it gave me this bit so I could kind of puzzle through like, oh, it's the missing letter. That's the difference. That's the puzzle. So, you know, a good puzzle, because it gives you more information without just like outright solving it for you, which I think that's the way to do it, is to just like hide progressively larger amounts of more clear information without ever just outright saying, this is the solution. Yet another thing that reminds me of Outer Wilds in a good way. All right, so I'm looking at the chart because I want to make sure Farmer's Apple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I want to make sure that I always want to make sure to look at the book, because I see we have 7 stars, so we should get this. We want to make sure we avoid Draxus the Dead. So that's going to be at 12. So we're not in danger yet per se, but we never want to get lazy. Yep, Farmer's Apple. Got it. So now we get extra delicious apples, or when we do get apples, they are extra delicious. Oh, and then the door is here. Oh, but it's still locked on the other side, bro. No, we're not doing that. Are you kidding? I'm not unlocking a door to a room I already have access to. So I think, what's up, Rem? Welcome in. How are you doing? We are wandering through. Kahuna Pat, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. Wow. I'll have to tell you, this is actually my first ever raid. So that just makes my day right away. Like, thank you so much for joining. How are you doing? Everybody, take a look at everyone check out Kahuna Pat. I'm sorry, I don't have like a shout out command or anything, but I would love to hear about like what, you know, happy to be your first raider. Thank you so much for joining. What were you playing? What were you were you doing blueprints? Were you doing something else? We're currently in the middle of finding out different things about these puzzles. I don't know if you are doing blueprints. I don't want to jump too far into like what we're doing in case I spoil like a puzzle for you. But you're doing your first playthrough of blueprints. You just finished day 12 yourself. Okay, well, I'm almost reticent to like recap some of the puzzles we're doing because I don't know if it's stuff that you've already done or not. But I appreciate you popping in. How are you enjoying blueprints? I'm loving it. It's like this is like a quintessential puzzle game for me. It's, you know, I'm loving like the escape room vibes. I'm loving like how all the puzzles are like little riddles with clues that are kind of scattered throughout the game. You don't want to spoil things either. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's, you know, it's definitely the sort of game that I want to go in like totally blind. But yeah, so we're just trying to make through our way through, get some different clues to, you know, about stuff. You know, my personal goal is like each run I'm gaining more knowledge or I'm making permanent upgrades. So that's what we're up to. But here, actually, you know what? Let me just real quickly. I'm gonna see if I can just let me just I'm actually gonna check you out later, because I do want to see what you're up to. But just really appreciate the raid. So I'm glad you're loving it too. Yeah, I'm really loving kind of the vague nature of everything, where it's what was that? I heard a thing. Oh, we hit the follower goal. Oh, excellent. Thank you for the follow, Kahuna Pat. Appreciate you hopping in and following and joining. And you're the 30th follower, so you're just hitting all of the bangers today. We got first raid, we got follower goal, like everything is just you're just like hitting all the all of the first times. Yes, each day gaining knowledge, lore or gameplay knowledge, getting some gains. It's really good at. Yeah, that's like been my goal, has just been to be like, okay, like the goal for day 12 is not to get to room 46. The goal for day 12 is to learn to solve puzzles, to gain more information than what the goal is to gain more information than I had before. It's to gain, just, you know, so I'm either upgrading a room permanently, or I just have some more knowledge about the game so I can traverse things more effectively. And then eventually we're going to just have enough stuff that is room 46 is just going to be inevitable. Kahuna doing a Berean stream any percent speedrun. Honestly, yeah, you're just doing like all GoodBerean stream, all achievements run. Like that's so funny. Classroom, just discovered that today too. Yeah, this isn't the first run that I've done a classroom for, but I'm also running into the same problem that I had last time, which is I have no gems to get more classrooms. So I've only ever been to the first grade. That's all I know how to do. I'm only in the first grade right now. All right, I guess we go spare room here. I don't want to use dining hall too soon, but I don't know. I'm gonna use dining room, even though it's not a great dining room play for number 5 here, for room 5 here. It's still the even though it's not a great play, the goal is not necessarily to get up to, I don't see us getting to rank 8, and dining room is a good open space here. Yeah, every day feels closer and closer to room 46, but then it keeps getting further and further. Yeah, and it's the other thing where I don't know about you, my experience has been like every time I think I've got sort of a concept for how the whole of the game works, like every time I see, you know, I think like, okay, I get how this works. There's rooms and there's puzzles and there's clues and stuff. Then something will happen, like I'll unlock something that like opens up a whole new layer to the game that I didn't expect at all. And it's like, oh, well, now this just changes everything. Now there's like a whole other concept to conquer here, which I love that feeling, because it makes it feel like the game isn't stagnating. It makes it feel like the game's alive and there's so much more yet to discover. And like I could just open one door and then suddenly this brand new thing is happening that I never expected. There's so many things to discover, so many layers. It's worse than an onion. Or an ogre. Yeah, honestly, it's an ogre of a game for sure, but in like the best possible way. All right, so my current goal is I want to get over here. I want to get to room B4, because there's a specific puzzle that I want to solve there. Hallway's not bad here. Bedroom isn't great. We don't have anything for passes. We don't have any gems. Where are our gems? How do I get more gems? This doesn't look... So we know that red is... I still don't understand the lying... I still don't understand like the red note thing, because it says that, you know, the thing in security said that the red notes are liars unless they're handwritten. None of these look handwritten. I mean, it almost looks handwritten, but it looks more typeface than handwritten. Which this one I'm not super puzzled by. That might kind of make sense, but I don't know. Let's keep going. Yeah, we got to get to B4, and then we want to see what pictures are in B4. Right. What do you know about the pictures so far? Are you actually, like, have you solved any picture puzzles lately? Spare, I guess we go spare room here, because I really want to get to B4. All right. I mean, there's nothing even in here. I had the metal detector. It would be going off if I didn't. I'm guessing you don't want any clarifications on your thoughts. That's true. Yeah, I don't, you know, I want to continue to just be dumb and wrong about things until I figure out that they're wrong, that I'm wrong. Confused on whether the red note means being a lie means that what's on the red note doesn't matter, or that the truth is the opposite. Yeah, and I actually ran into that earlier with the parlor game that was this run was a little bit confusing to me. Stream just crashed on your end 1 minute. Oh, is it sound off? Is everyone else good on stream? I'm not seeing any complaints from my end. But I want to make sure that that's okay. You're good. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, so the parlor game that I played earlier was a little confusing because it the language was just not super precise, and so it was saying stuff like the box next to this box has gems, and I'd be like, well, what constitutes next to? Is it like the one that's like directly by? And I ended up solving it, but I think I solved it because of some metagame reasons, not because I actually understood the logic. But I think the logic was a little unclear. 100% my on your end Wi-Fi buffer issues. Okay, sorry about the Wi-Fi buffer issues, but I'm also glad to hear that it's not on my end, because that's always like, it's just every time I see someone talking about like, oh, like streams busted, like it gives me, you know, a panic attack, because I'm like, oh, did I do something wrong? Did I screw this up? Or, you know, is there something going on my end that I'm like pretty much fully dependent on chat to like tell me when things are off, because I cannot really tell stuff like that unless unless OBS freaks out, or unless like the stream window says like, oh, bad things started happening. But even then, that's not super reliable. But yes, I don't want any clarifications on my thoughts. I'm just sort of musing out loud, and eventually we'll figure out how this all works. Just like I did, you know, I was musing about the pictures for days, and then last stream or 2 streams ago, we finally got the clues needed to understand how they all work. All right, let's open the door. The locksmith. That's not a great... Well, although it's not a bad... But I don't think we have the money for it is the problem. So I think we go dark room just so we can get more options, but it's going to be totally like random is the problem. Oh, and we can't even do locksmith because we have no gems. All right. How does this always happen every time I have a classroom? The lights are out. I actually don't care about that. No, I do care about that, because this is exactly what happened last time, dude. This is why I don't have the picture, because I don't have the lights, dude. No. Okay. Well, let's go. And there's not even an entrance that way, dude. think I'm back. From what I've heard, you don't want clarification or feedback on your thoughts noted. Yeah. So anytime you know something I don't, and instead of typing, instead of typing the solution or giving me a hint, just put a little smile, put a little GoodBerean glad in there. And we'll have a grand old time. What else are you into besides Blueprints? Are there other games that you play? Do you like a lot of puzzle games? Are there any other genres of games that you play recently? Here besides Blueprints, we've historically been a Hollow Knight and Silksong stream. So we I keep teasing him with I know the answer. Yeah, perfect. Yep. Yeah, just keep teasing me. Yeah, just make fun of streamer with small brain. It'll be great. And I heard you ask me about the pictures. I've solved the pictures. That won't be a spoiler. Okay, cool. Well, I can't even see the pictures, so I guess that's not a spoiler for me either. But yes. Oh, this is actually the greatest thing that could have happened. No way that we freaking pull the utility box blind right out of the dark room. That's insane. That's actually bonkers. And there are no pictures in here anyway. I mean, there are a lot of pictures, but not the ones that I want. So that's so dumb. I can't believe that. What a poll. Usually just Pokemon and Nintendo, basically. I mean, that's nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. I haven't played any Pokemon or Nintendo things here, but on stream yet. But but I've got lots of stuff on my list to do eventually. All right. We are fast approaching an ad break, so I think so. We'll typically for my stream, I like to take quick. We run 3-minute ads to avoid stuff that is avoid the pre-rolls, and so I usually like to do like a quick 3-minute break at the top of the hour for people to just get a snack, get a drink, stretch their legs, get a little bit of screen break. So we're gonna go on a quick break. We'll be right back, and then we will solve more puzzles. All right, and we're back. Hope everyone had a good ad break. Yeah, you do the same thing. Yeah, I think I like it. You know, I think there's, you know, different people have different ways of kind of handling the ad situation. I think for where I'm at, it's really nice to have just kind of like a designated 3-minute break to just, you know, to give myself a little break. I think it's nice that it kind of makes it so that people aren't like missing content and I'm just kind of like wandering around doing stuff without you know, while they've got ads. Like I understand that for some, you know, at a certain point that kind of is that incentivizes subbing more, but if I were to keep playing through it, but I don't know, I think just from where I'm at, like in my streaming journey, this approach works better for me. But I do want to have the did I read that? I don't remember. I know that I've been through these puzzles before. Like I've been through these pictures before. I don't have a magnifying glass. The store has a magnifying glass. I don't know if I can afford it. Oh, there's another hidden. There's another hidden collectible somewhere. Oh wait, no. Oh, the pictures are right here. Oh, I'm a genius. So we have coat and cot, which I've seen that one before. So all right, here is, so I've got this notepad, and this is my way of tracking the different clues. Quote. And so that means A is the picture. Glad you found the pictures. Yeah, I was pretty upset. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of upset that we didn't roll with that we didn't have but I was thinking I didn't get the pictures in this room, but we did in fact get pictures in this room. Yeah, and I'm also I'm still shook at the pull of getting the utility closet blind right after the lights in this room shut off. Like that's just insane. Oh, the lever. We've got a lever. Okay, I don't think that's gonna be useful to us right now because the we're not getting to the antechamber this run, but that's okay. Okay, I've already read that. We could also, I think no, we can still go to the dining room. How far away is the commissary? Not horrible. Went back and clipped the blind pull free if helpful afterwards. Hey, I super appreciate that. Yeah, I welcome any and all clips. I don't encourage. I often forget to encourage clips, but they always help out, and it's nice to have other people do them. The moments that they appreciate. So I super appreciate that clip. I wonder. Is it worth it to go all the way back to the commissary just for the magnifying glass? Because I feel like I don't even remember if I have read this before. I feel like I have, and I just didn't read, and maybe I wrote it down, but like didn't remember the context. So I've definitely been in here before with the magnifying glass, so I can't imagine a world where I didn't do this. I've got plenty of steps, so I think we're just gonna keep going forward. Well, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I can't even get that way. So it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's so much. Yeah, we're not doing that. I'm pretty sure I've already got that clue. If I really, really need it, I'll come back some other time. But let's keep going in the dining room area. Empty closet, horrible. Lavatory, horrible. Security, horrible because I have no gems, dude. Okay. So now, okay, so now I think we're just soft locked. Well, okay. Dang it, dude. The empty closet was such a horrible upgrade, dude. I can't believe we did that. That's just not it. The empty closet is just not the vibe. Let me in. Let me in. So thus ends another run where we have never advanced past first grade in the classrooms. And the lavatory doesn't have anything. Does it even have pictures? It does have pictures. Do I have my my clue for the lavatory? Or the hold on. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do have, yeah, I have E5. So yeah, 10 to 10. Okay. Well then this is useless. Empty, closed. Yeah, it's just not, everything's just horrible. Like this is just not the vibe at all. But that's okay because we learned some things. Go big or go home. Sometimes in life you just gotta send it. Sometimes in life you just gotta go it. Sometimes in life you just gotta go to the lavatory. But I think no, this is the right way. No, this isn't the right way. No, it's even further than I thought. It's hopelessly far to get back to. Well, I think since we have the time, because there's nothing else we can do here, so let's just go back by the. Yeah, I can't even do anything here because I have no keys. Oh, I wonder if I could buy a key, actually. That might actually be a better use of our time. Because we have the steps for it, and there's nothing else we can do here anyway. So we might as well go here. We have 5 coins. So we could buy a magnifying glass, or we could buy 1 key. We can't. We almost could buy a shovel, but we can't. Oh no, we can't. If we do buy a key, we could just buy a gem. Never mind. So we're buying the magnifying glass for sure. For some reason, I thought that was a key. I just like assumed that was a key. All right, so we buy the magnifying glass. I'm trying to think if there were anything else that we need to see the magnifying glass for. I know there was like one other magnifying glass thing that I still wanted to do, but I forget what it was. Oh, it was in the freezer. Yeah, we still haven't, but we don't have a freezer, so I pulled the freezer like second room. It was like I literally like opened the library and then it was the freezer, and it was like what kind of pull is that, honestly? All right, I'm like 90% sure that I've already looked at this clue, but like while we're here, we might as well just make sure. Green memos found in Hartley's room are always false. Oh, that's what that means. Okay, so here's my notepad, right? Here's my grand old notepad of all of the notes that I've been taking. And there was this like clue that I wrote a while back. That was not that one. Green in Hartley's equals false. And then I read that later and I was like, what on earth does that mean? Green memos in Hartley's room are, I'm just going to say exactly what it says, are always false. Okay, so that's good to know. I don't know which one Hartley's room is, but I know. Let me see if we can figure that out. Well, let's. Okay, well we do know. What we do know, because we have the family tree now. That means we know names of people. So maybe we can get some clues here. Where's my family tree? There. And Hartley's not on here. But wait, no, Hartley's who is Hartley? Hartley is the valet? Okay. Apparently I wrote that. So that I must have seen something that drove me to that conclusion. So Hartley's the valet. So where would the valet live? The garage. No. Maybe I don't know yet. Let's take a quick gander through my compendium and see. Maybe something will make sense. Room directory. None of that looks like would be a Hartley's room. No. I'm still ticked off about this one, dude. That one did me so dirty. The Chamber of Mirrors. Also, there's one more puzzle to solve in the utility closet that I don't understand yet. Room 46. Freezer. Code check. Okay, yeah, none of this looks like bedroom, boudoir, guest room, nursery, bunk room. Well, I know the bedroom is one of the ladies, and I know the bunk room was me and Herbie. And the guest room, well, it's the guest room, so it wouldn't be Hartley. The nursery was us as children, and then the boudoir, I mean, it's a boudoir. It's not really a bedroom per se. I mean, like, it's classified as a bedroom, but it's like not, it's not where a room that someone would like stay in. There's not even a bed, and certainly not Hartley, the baby valet. Doesn't live in a hallway. Probably doesn't live in a green room. Probably doesn't live in a shop. Probably doesn't. Yeah, the furnace. Of course he lives in the furnace. That makes sense. No. Ooh, outer rooms. Yeah. Maybe he lives in like the hovel or something. I don't know. That actually kind of makes sense. Maybe like in the root cellar or something, but I'm not sure. Okay, well, that's sure a puzzle that we'll solve sometime. Okay, well, all right, so I think, I guess the only other thing that we could do here is utility closet. I still don't understand the vac indicators. Like, I read a whole thing on it, and it was something about you make sure that the order is like white and then purple and then gray, but then the colors didn't even make sense. And I don't know. It's not. I don't know if it's even worth like poking around in it, because I still don't actually. I think I just need to gain more info, and then we'll figure it out later. So I think we go. Let's just call it a day here. It wasn't the most productive days, but we did learn some things, and as long as we're learning some things, then we're making progress. So that's the goal at the end of the day. So as long as we learn something, that's okay. All right. Save and continue. Oh, yes, we're continuing, of course. An hour in the stream, and you think we're quitting? You kidding me? But yeah, what kind of, like, you said you're into Pokemon, and what kind of Pokemon games are you doing, or like what other Nintendo stuff do you like to do? I do have, I do want to do some Pokemon challenge runs at some point on my, play through some Pokemon stuff. I haven't played any of the recent games, but I'm a fan of some of the older stuff. And I definitely have a plan to do some more Nintendo things. I've never played any of the 3D Marios except for I haven't played a lot of the Mario games, but I haven't played any of the 3D Marios except Odyssey. So one of my plans is to go through all of those at some point, because I think that would be fun. Right? I think we've done all of these. Shelter's pretty good in terms of special effect. Hovel kind of gets us into trouble spending all those steps. Pokemon Red has got to be one of the best gaming memories when it was new, but it's been years since I've played Pokemon. Yeah, same. I never I had pretty limited experience playing like the OG Pokemon Red, because my first ever Pokemon game, and actually my first ever video game, was Pokemon Gold version. So I actually experienced like Gen 2 and then like played Gen 1 after the fact. But yeah, like the Kanto games are classic. and they're classic for a reason. You know, they've got their shortcomings, but like they do quite a bit right. And obviously Kickstart, you know, without Gen 1, you don't get Pokemon as it is today. So maybe we just do tool shed, get the 2 special items out the gate. I think that might be our move here, because I've been to all of these. So, ooh, we get a magnifying glass and what is that? A battery? What is this? What is this? What is this? A battery pack provides juice to battery powered contraptions. Okay, well, that's the first time we've seen that. So we've already, room 13 or day 13 is already off to a rip roaring start, because we've already discovered something brand new that I didn't know was in the game. That's pretty cool. I wonder if when we get to the what is it called? The room where you can build, like, combine objects, the workshop, I think. I wonder if that lets you stick the battery onto stuff and then become like a battery powered shovel. That would be great. That's actually all I want from this now. I want the battery powered shovel. Digs holes with the power of acids, because that's how batteries work, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I'm not a chemistry expert or an electrical engineering expert or a battery expert, but I am an expert in opening the eastward door. So here we go. Storeroom, awful. Spare room, okay. Parlor, love it. Always go parlor, because it's always fun. Okay. Puzzle box time. Every box is black. Patently false. Every box contains gems. Possibly true. The statement on one of the other 2 boxes would be true if you replaced the word every with the word this. This box is false. There is black. False. So if this is... The statement on one of the other 2 boxes would be true if you replaced the word every with the word this. You do not make me... I fear that this game is going to make me start to have to write down the, like, logical pathways here. This box contains gems. Possible. So if what does it mean if this one's false? This one, if this is false, like what is the negation of the statement on one of the other boxes would be true? I guess the statement on one of the other boxes would be false if you replace the word every with the word this. That doesn't make any sense. Sometimes you come into this room and it's so obvious, and other times it makes your head explode. Yeah, this one's like the part of the games in these last 2 have been like, the last one was like sort of convoluted because I feel like the language is ambiguous. This one's convoluted because it's like, okay, well, what does it mean for this to be false, right? What exactly does this being false mean? Does this mean, because at this point it's no longer a logic puzzle. It's no longer a puzzle of evaluate the propositions and make sure they're logically consistent. Now it's just a game of interpretation. To be like, okay, well, let me guess at what the intended meaning of this phrase is. The statement on one of the other 2 boxes would be true if you replaced the word every with the word this. Okay, so if this is true, let's just start there. If this is true, then one of these 2, you replace the word every with the word this, and then it's it's true. If you do it that here, that becomes this box is black, which is false, which means if this box is true, this box must be true. And it would mean this box contains gems. That's assuming this box is true. If this box is false, I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what the implications of that are, because then it's just saying one of these boxes would be false. One of these would be false. Which I suppose would be this, right? If this is false, then it means one of the other two boxes, you replace every with the word this, and then it would be false. So this box is black, false, which means if this is false and this is false, this is true, which means every box contains gems. So that means if this one is true, then this one is false and this is true. If this one is false, then this one is false and this is true. In either way, we don't know which one of those is true, which one of those that is reality, but we know that either way, whether every box contains gems or this box contains gems, that the white box always contains the gems. So therefore, if I'm opening up the white box, I'm getting gems guaranteed. Let's go, I'm a genius. Okay, that was actually a really good one. I think that was like the trickiest one yet, mostly just because of trying to just evaluate the truth like evaluate the truthfulness and the truth or falsity, the truth value of this claim. It's really hard to understand what is even meant by that. But we got there in the end. And I find that that's kind of the trick for a lot of these puzzles, is figuring out it's at the end of the day, you're not even actually supposed to figure out which ones are true and which ones are false. You're supposed to figure out which boxes necessarily have gems, regardless of whether or not the claims are true or false. So, all right. I really liked that one. That was a good one. Courtyard. Ooh, we could go courtyard here. You don't have a shovel, but we might get a shovel. I do like me a courtyard, but I also don't want to blow. Yeah, let's go courtyard here because it might have a shovel. Or it might, yeah, sick. All right, we got a shovel. Let's go. Let's dig some stuff up. Coin. Rock. Nothing. I like how some stuff has useless things, like rocks, and some of it has actually nothing. Coins. Turnip. All right. Sick. Okay, that's pretty big. That's a win. That's a good courtyard. I think. Oh, I'm keeping. I think I'm gonna go pantry here because I want to start moving more north here. I wanna make sure that we get up to the upper ranks and collect some clues there. Also, I meant to actually look at what words we have so far. So let's actually take a second to look at that. This is almost certainly 8 dates. Okay, I was correct about dates. Lack or crack. E8. And then top down is almost certainly not a word, because like what is TSKTS? That's not anything. So 8 dates, 8 dates, crack 8 safes. 8, wait. 8 dates, crack 8 safes. It's literally telling me what is happening. It's telling me that there are going to be 8 safes throughout the game, and there are going to be different important dates that are the solution to those safes. Okay. I kind of want, I want to get those first 4 words though, because I don't have enough info to like know what that means. I mean, I kind of know what that means, but like I don't know which dates are important yet. So, but we still got, I don't know, that's a huge, I think that I've got that correct. I could be wrong, but I think that is an accurate claim in terms of the info that we have. So What do we have? Nook. Nook's kind of good here. I think we go Nook. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go Nook. Also, I'm just realizing, I realized that someone had redeemed a hydrate like ages ago, and my brain like skipped over it because I was busy like thinking about. I think I was like just so enraptured in chat that I like my brain just skipped over it. So I've just retroactively hydrated then. The hydrate has been redeemed. It's been like 30 minutes, but please forgive me, whoever redeemed the hydrate. It was probably Rem. I think we already have this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I have everything within the first 5 ranks. So I need to get to rank 6 and up, and then we can start paying attention to that. I still haven't fully solved some of those clues. Like, I don't actually know, like, some of them I didn't get. But, I think we go hallway here. This is a good place for hallway. Because we're going to continue to go forward. All right. Yep, I know that one. Not a bad place for security, but I kind of don't want to use a gem if I can help it. I think we go bedroom here. What else do we do? Reddington. I forget who you are, but I know we've. I could look it up, but I'm not going to. Is there a clue here? Oh, it's the moon. The face. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've looked at this with the magnifying glass before. I just want to like, you know, as long as we have the magnifying glass, I kind of want to just make sure that there's nothing missing here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not getting anything from that. All right, let's keep going. Like we cruise, we continue north is the goal, as it totally stops us from going north. Well, I guess we go corridor because at least we get it unlocked. Oh, that's not great. But I'm glad we saved the gem because now we can go security. And then, and actually, let me just check. Now, does this mean, I wonder if this means both ways, unless written by hand for the blue memos as well. It's unclear. But we will be logging in here because I want to make sure. Let's change the keycard system, set security level. We'll set it to low because we don't want to run into security doors if we can help it. And then back, change to offline mode, change offline mode. So we do find security doors. Then we can turn off the power. Then we get free access to security doors. All right, let's go north. Dude, what is with the chapel today? Like, this game really wants to give me the chapel. Although it does, I guess we kind of have to here. That is rank. That's gonna be rank 5. So this will bring us to rank 6, which is what we want. I'm pretty sure. Hold on, let me just check my notes yet again because I've somehow also already forgotten. Yes, the first 5 ranks are all cleared, which means this next room in rank 6 is not. So I will be figuring out what is in here. I guess I could go the other way too, but drawing room, no. Spare room doesn't have pictures, so I think I go storeroom here so I can get some stuff. And where's the other picture? Coast. Oh, I don't know what this is. Hold on. Oh, I already, yeah. No, I wrote this down and was confused by it last time, and it's still confusing. Coast and tag. I couldn't figure out. I couldn't peg what that's supposed to be. So, well, let's go this way. Oh, and the door's locked. No, it's not, because now we opened the door. Utility closet is not what we need here, dude. None of this is what we need here. Dude, we're actually like soft locked here. Oh my goodness. I can't even re-roll, dude. Oh, that's so bad. Yeah, and what's even the, I mean, I could continue. I could go down and just at least see if we can get more rooms I haven't been to, but I just don't think we're gonna. I think we've been to a lot of these rooms, so. Well, I mean, I don't know. Let's just at least do it. What can we do? Utility closet kind of feels useless because it's I don't know. It just doesn't give us any valuable, like. If I could go north, I would do utility closet so that we could turn off the power and then do the disable the security doors. But I don't know, it's just not really worth it. So I think we just go observatory here, so I can at least get the book. What is our? We got Clavis the key. And what does actually Clavis the key do? +1 key. Okay. All right. What a useless time to get a +1 key, dude. Thanks, Clavis. You're a real G. All right. Green room. Can't even do green room. Wait. I don't think I've been to the ladyship's chamber. Okay, so this is huge, actually. Let's just go here. Oh my goodness, this is brand new. What is this? There's so much. It's all purple. It's a nice color, purple. I like it. Does it never end? Does what? It's a spiral of sorts. I'm not sure I understand. All right, what else? We have a feather in the cap. We got a harp. That's pretty cool. We have a harp just sitting here in an unoccupied room. I guess I shouldn't be that surprised. There's a hamster in one of the rooms. Got a key. And then what was it? I actually didn't even read the effect. It was something about like next time you go to the boudoir, you get like 8 things. Hi, how are the puzzles and RNG treating you today? Welcome in, Orion 525. Welcome on in. They're treating us okay. I'm enjoying the puzzles quite a bit, but this day's been kind of a wash. We're on day 13, and so far I've managed to cut myself off at the pass with some just really bad RNG. So RNG could be better, but we're still learning stuff, and that's my goal. It's just every time we go somewhere, we're learning new things. But welcome in. I am the GoodBerean. I play puzzle games and platformers. Right now, we're doing a first playthrough blueprints, which I'm loving, and we're also doing a Steel Soul, some Silk Song Steel Soul challenge runs on Fridays. Yeah, about the good, not so much the lack of path options. Yeah, it's not a great path option situation, but this is the first time we've been to the ladyship's chamber, so that's learning. So that's our goal, right? Just to learn stuff. We're learning new stuff. Oh, we can close the locket. Oh, this seems super important. What is this? But yeah, so I play puzzle games and I play platformers. But welcome in. Good to meet you. Are you are you a fan of blueprints? Are you a blueprints fanatic? Have you played the game? Have you beat the game? Any day you learn anything new is a good day. It's true, yeah, and that's been my goal every single day. We have to either learn something or create some sort of permanent upgrade. It is true IRL. Yeah, that's a good that's a good outlook. Is if each day you can make some sort of permanent progress, whether that's learning a new thing or making some kind of permanent upgrade in your life, I guess. But yeah, I take it you're a fan of the blueprints. I'm really loving this game. Like, this is a top tier puzzle game for me. Easiest, like easy top 3 puzzle games I've ever played. Perhaps even my favorite, but I'll reserve full judgment until at the end. Okay, I'm pretty sure I know who this is, because we've met him before. I need to pull up my picture because I'm realizing now that I didn't do this before. What is this? I've played through about day 150 and didn't finish everything. Oh man. More recently, I've stalled on a newer run about day 30. Oh, interesting. I wonder, I'm still trying to keep myself spoiler free. So I'm just going to wonder out loud rather than ask this. I wonder if stalled means you have solved a lot of the puzzles, if not all of them. So you understand, so you have all the knowledge that you need, but maybe you're stalled because of just certain progression needs permanent upgrades and good RNG to make it through. I'm guessing is the situation there. But good to have you. Glad you're enjoying the game as well. I didn't realize. I feel like when I tried to look up stuff for this game, because I tried to avoid learning anything about the game, but I'd like to know at least like roughly what's the time frame of something I'm getting into here. Like, is this going to be something that is going to be 4 hours or 40 hours or 400 hours? And like, it seemed like it was quite variable. Like, there was, it seemed like the consensus was like, it's like 20 hours for like the standard run, but like for 100%, it's like more like 100. I mean, we're easily going on 20 here, and I don't think I'm even remotely close to finishing the game. In this case, stalled just means I haven't returned to the game. Like, oh, okay, got it. Stalled as in haven't played that run in a bit. But that's interesting. I didn't realize that you could go like 150 days. I mean, I suppose you could go theoretically infinite days, but presumably you're trying to make gains or learn something or accomplish something each of those days. Okay, let me look at my picture here. Yeah, so this is Simon H. Sinclair that we're looking at. So this is Clara Epson's husband, question mark. So presumably Clara is her ladyship's her ladyship. That makes sense, I suppose. So yeah, so and I wonder if that hourglass symbol means anything, because I don't know if I've seen that before. I can't remember. Ooh, upgrade disc. Speaking of permanent upgrades, let's go. Oh, and then here's the hourglass symbol. Also, who's this? Let me pull up my picture again. Hold on. Because we do have the picture of the I don't have it like a screen capture for it, but we do have the picture of the family tree, so I can see some of the people. Oh, this is Lady Ashlyn, who we've yet to meet. Okay. And then, okay, so that lends further credence to it being Clara Epson. And then this is Lord William Epson. Okay, yep. So these are her parents. And then this is her husband. And this is her diary. Let's go. Oh, I need a key for it. Oh, well, I have a key for it. I'm a genius. Oh, unless I need a special key for it? No way I need a special key for the diary. Oh, I bet it's like the silver key or something. That would actually make so much sense. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now, I'm willing to answer anything you choose to ask. No pressure to ask anything, and verbal questions will be understood as thought process unless very clear otherwise. I really appreciate that mindset, because that's basically exactly where I want to go. Like, I'm wondering everything out loud. I will be explicitly clear if I want to get any hints or any direction. But honestly, I'm still at the point in the game where I'm perfectly happy just kind of wandering around, being clueless. Like, there are things that I do not understand. There are things that I'm confused about. But I'm still in the place where I want to just continue to be confused, because the game so far is convincing me that with given enough time and learning and exploration, I will eventually get enough knowledge to solve stuff. So that might mean that there are things that I should have sufficient information to solve, and I'm just a dummy dumb face, and I'm wandering around thinking that I can't solve it yet. And if so, that is totally fine by me. I am totally fine being a dummy dumb face and not understanding what needs to be accomplished, because we're gonna get there eventually. You know, I think that's kind of the fun of it, is that there's going to be some stuff that I've yet to solve, that I've yet to figure out, that everyone who knows the game is going to go, oh my gosh, GoodBerean, what the frick are you doing? Just solve the puzzle. It's like so obvious. I solved this 8 streams ago. And no, the security door, dude. Okay. Yeah. But I do appreciate that, that gesture. I probably won't be asking any questions, but if I do, I will be very, very clear that it's what I want to know. One unsolicited suggestion, which is usually good advice for most games, is don't run too much unless specifically trying to go somewhere specific quickly. Moving fast misses stuff. That is good advice for sure. I think generally when I'm in new areas, I'm do a good job of like walking through slowly and observing all of this stuff. In this case, I've been through all of these rooms a dozen times. I have a singular goal of getting here and getting to more new rooms. So I will be dashing around, but I do appreciate that unsolicited suggestion. And as far as unsolicited suggestions go, I think it's a pretty good one. All right, here we go. Gymnasium, that sucks. It's not horrible. We do have plenty of steps to spare. We always are like super duper good with steps. Feel like, oh, we can't even go to the kitchen because I don't have money. And empty closet, dude. Empty closet was such a bad move. I should not have ever. Oh wait, I'm dumb. Okay. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna open the gymnasium and then we're gonna leave because I forgot that I have a permanent upgrade to use in security. Remember when I was just saying like, yeah, I can run through stuff because I know exactly where I'm going. And then what do? Run straight through security. Empty closet. I may have ever been the first player that chose it. I thought it made sense at the time. I was like, oh, it'll be great. I'll like stick it to the edge of a red room and then I'll get like a bunch of stuff and it'll be great. And it's been horrible every time. I think there's only been one time that I've been able to use it. The only times I've been able to use it are when I have the bomb shelter active and it negates the negative effect of the red room so that it still has 2 things in it anyway. And then I've actually been able to get 6 things from the empty closet because of that, because I stuck it on a red room, so it had 4 things, but then it had 2 extra things because of the negation of the stuff. Could be a very lucky draw from archive. I mean, it's like, I think if it's in a place that really, that really works, in the right context, empty closet is like super duper strong, but it's seldom in the right context. So definitely one of the bigger regrets of my run so far. But that's just the kind of gameplay to expect here in the GoodBerean experience, is that we do things like run empty closet first run, run empty closet on our first run because we don't know any better. So that's just the sort of thing we do here. I keep forgetting to do the upgrade disc. I don't actually have to open the stuff. I just do this. All right, what are we upgrading? Please be something good. We need a good upgrade. Parlor. Oh my goodness, this is great. Look, I love the parlor. Parlor's like my favorite room, dude. I love the parlor. I love the parlor puzzle so much, and so I'm super duper psyched to have an upgraded parlor. Oh, 2 wind-up keys. So does that mean? Okay, I actually want to ask this. Does the 2 wind-up keys mean that you get like a second try, or does that change the nature of the puzzles so that they become like multiple, like there's like multiple correct options? That I'm actually asking that question, because if it's just like you get a do-over, it does not change the puzzles. You just get 2 keys. Here's the thing though. I'm like running like 10-0 on Parlor. Like I'm murdering the Parlor games. I'm a master at the Parlor. So I don't know if I want to do this, because I feel like I'm not gonna use it. I feel like it's pretty rare. I have yet to fail a Parlor game, is what I'm saying. And I know they get harder the more you go, but the puzzles do get more challenging as you continue to win. Yeah, I am aware of that. I'm just thinking, like, is there a better option? What is the funeral parlor? Gems prize is equal to red rooms in your house. If you open an empty box in funeral parlor, lose 30 steps. That's insane. Like, I guess maybe if you're like going for like some sort of red room meta, that might be good. I don't think that's what we want to roll. That's an absolutely nutso strat. The 3 gem prize is pretty banger. I do kind of like the idea of the 3 gem prize. Ooh. 2 wind-up keys. Because I guess it's just a question of if I think I'm going to start failing the Parlor game. Because if I get 2 wind-up keys, it basically always guarantees a victory for me. Because if I don't get it after 1, I'm definitely going to get it after 2. Versus this one, there's kind of a higher risk of I've got to make sure I continue to win. But it's a higher payout. No details on why, but by my day 150, I was failing more Parlor games than not even with 2 keys. Okay, well in that case, the safe move would be to go 2 wind-up keys. So maybe we just do that. Yeah, because the last 2 puzzles have been pretty tricky. We beat them, but just by the skin of our teeth. So maybe 2 wind-up keys is the move. The last time we upgraded something in a risky fashion, we got empty. We ended up with empty closet. So this time we're not playing risky. We're playing safe. 2 wind-up keys. Gonna go watch some TV. Good stopping in. Thanks for stopping by, Berean. Thanks for stopping by, Berean. Thanks for stopping by, Boom Trout. Hope you enjoy your TV. Pleasure as always. Hope everything goes well with you. All right. We got an upgrade there, dude. I'm super happy that we got an upgraded Parlor. That's so good, dude. I love the Parlor game so much. It's super fun. Okay, and we're wasting a lot of steps here because we like doubled back in like a really weird way, but we rarely run out of steps, and we're kind of like stuck anyway. So the goal right now, we actually do have a goal, because we have the ladyship's chamber with the silver key. So my goal is to get the locksmith. Oh, I probably should have just not gone. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I think the goal is the locksmith, because if we can get locksmith, music room. Dude, I can't afford it, dude. No. 1 major key, 1 minor key. What does that mean? Does that mean like one of the special keys, maybe? Don't answer that. Maybe go den here, because I need some gems. No, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, well, I did mean to do that, but I didn't mean to click that sequence of events to make that happen. So fortunately, I happened to be on the den, which I wanted. Alrighty. So, okay, utility closet is not... Utility closet is so not the vibe here. It would have been the vibe if I weren't entering the door that was being blocked by a security door. Or entering the room that was blocked by a security door. So that's upsetting. Empty closet, useless as always. Guess we go spare room here. Anything in spare room? For some reason, I thought that was the furnace. I was like, how did the den turn into the furnace? No, it's still the den. What do we got? Terrace. We haven't been to the terrace very often. Green rooms do not cost gems to draft. It's pretty cool. The music room is once again taunting us, and we still cannot afford gems. And the empty closet is still useless. So I feel like I guess we have to go terrace. Wait, have I been to the terrace? Maybe I haven't been to the terrace. This is seeming new now. Coins. Okay. None of that is important. No. Got a cup of tea. And then... what do we have here? Nothing. Okay, well, I don't know. All right, I guess it's just the special effect, because it doesn't seem like there's anything in here that's worth anything. And that means no, we're not soft locked yet, but we're approaching soft lock o'clock. Because at this point, the only way forward is the west wing. So let's just go back there, waste even more steps. It's fine. Who needs steps? Not me. Billiard room. We could do the other puzzle. I do like the billiard room puzzle. That one's getting harder as well. We could also a library. Actually, library would be good because we did order a book. And even though we could, it's a risk because the puzzle could give us some gems or like a special key or something. But I think we go library just because it's guaranteed more knowledge. Like we're guaranteed to get some knowledge from this. And so let's look at Swimbird. Also, I want to know... So I know about Marion Marigold. I know that she wrote Swimbird. I know that she's our mother. I know that she went missing. Can also read the checkout card. There. Wait. Did we check this out in 85 and then again right now? So who all checked this out? Herbert Sinclair, our grunkle, Mrs. Peterson, who I don't know who that is, Simon, who's us, Mrs. Peterson, Anne Babbage, who's the cranky lady that tells everyone they're bad at their job, Detective Bon Margle, the detective checked it out, and then us right now, and it's the 19th. Okay, all right. I'm gonna get this. I gotta get this magnifying glass out of here. It's gonna drive me bonkers. All right, Swimbird. Let's read some Swimbird. I've been literally since the moment I found the library. I've been wanting to read Swimbird, and I've been ordering these other books instead because I thought they would give us more information. And so now, at long last, here we are. Let's read some Swimbird. I am a dare bird, a daring and brave bird. Driving so deep bird, a ride on the wave bird. There is not a dare I would not do. There is not a depth I would not dive to. However, my friends are not very open to the idea that I like the sky less than the ocean. Bird in the sky, not in the sea. That is what they say when looking at me. You are not seabird. You are not swimbird. You are a friend bird, fly in the wind bird. And shouldn't you always listen to friends? For they know me best. or so they pretend. So I dare not dive, and I dare not swim, and I dare not step foot in the ocean again. And I dare not smile, and I dare not laugh, for they will do it for me on my behalf. And I dare not dream, and I dare not speak, for maybe my friends won't like the real me. And I will say goodbye to my dreams and the sky and the sea, and wonder why daring feels just like defeat. That was an interesting off rhyme there. Thanks for wasting a pant, Orion. Okay, I think we have an ad break fast approaching. I see a bunch of dares bolded. Dare bird, dare, 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 dare. So I'm gonna write that down. Using redeem after that book. Oh, and thanks for the hydrate, Rem. All right, I'm gonna write down the word dare in our list of secret words. Words, important words. Dare. Okay. And then that's going to be, and then we're going to go on a quick ad break. So take 3 minutes to get a drink, get a snack, use the bathroom, stretch your legs, and we will be back to learn more about the birds. And we should be back. I almost misclicked my hotkey and it made me panic because I wasn't sure what that was it was going to do instead of unmuting me. But we made it back. I am unmuted. My screen is functional. I have turned off my notepad so that you won't be staring at my notepad while I open doors and go, oh, that's interesting. Okay, but all right, I don't think there's a lot to dissect in Swimbird here. Like, obviously they've got this like theme of like I guess we have an interesting theme, right? Because the theme is he learned to be bullied into submission. His friends were like, you can't swim. And he's like, yeah, I guess you're right. For maybe my friends won't like the real me. I will say goodbye to my dreams and the sea and wonder why daring feels just like defeat. I had no ads, which means I may get them anytime between 15 seconds from now and never. Yeah, I'm curious because yeah, there's been other people that have also reported not getting ads despite not being subbed. I don't know. I ran the ad break. It told me that it's done with ads. So whatever, I guess whatever happens, happens. I'd be very curious if you do just randomly get an ad while I'm playing. I would be very curious for you to report that that incident, because that would be a good thing for me to know. Because I kind of try to curate it specifically so that doesn't happen. But I don't know if Twitch is just going to run random ads in the middle of everything anyway, then there's only so much I can do about that. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But if so, I'm sorry. Okay, so I don't think... What do we learn about from Swimbird here? Nothing in terms of lore or important stuff, which I kind of expected. I just wanted to read Swimbird, to be honest. I didn't expect anything like important to be here. But I wonder if it's like a meta commentary on like what our mom's mindset was, because I think this was the second book that she wrote. She wrote The Red Prince and then she wrote this. Random marathon phone call done. Hope it's been some good progress in the meantime. I mean, it's been some progress. We did find the ladyship's chamber, and we found a like a diary with a lock that we can't open, even though we had regular keys. So I'm wondering if there's a special key that I need to unlock that. So yeah, we've definitely made some progress, but it's also been slow. You know, we're only in day 13 here. But welcome back, Kahuna Pat. Thanks again for the raid. I just, you know, I really appreciate that. You know, it's I think it's just really cool that you did that, and I appreciate that you're hanging out and just enjoying the stream, even with the random marathon phone call. Alrighty, what's up here? We got. Yeah, so I don't think there's anything more to learn from this. I'm really hoping, because we do have that clue about the dates being important for unlocking presumably the safes. I'm hoping these dates aren't it. But I don't know what I don't see why these would be of any particular importance except to give us a general timeline of events. So I'm not going to be writing them down. If worst comes to worse, I can always come back to the library, reorder all the books, and write out down all the dates. But I'm not doing that right now. That seems like a bunch of silliness. You haven't found her ladyship's chamber yet? Oh, okay. That's 100%. I fully realize I risk of spoiling the game watching myself on stream. I mean, I appreciate you sticking around, but yeah, there's a risk of that, because it's like it's such a non-linear game that it's like it's fully possible that I have discovered things that you haven't yet, and vice versa. Speaking of things I haven't discovered yet, I've not been to either of these rooms. I haven't been. Oh, I've seen the laundry room pop up. I haven't seen the bookshop pop up at all. So I kind of want to go bookshop. Big risk to the like the bookshop. Never even heard of that room. Yeah, for some reason I'm seeing all these rare rooms that I haven't seen before. So so I think it's time for me to close stream. All right, well, I appreciate you sticking around as long as you did, Kahuna. I definitely want to check out your stuff sometime, but I probably will just be popping in to say hi and then popping out until I've come farther on Blueprints as well. Sending all the best and can't wait to check it out again later. Yeah, same. Totally. Really appreciate the raid. Glad that you were able to pop in, and hope to catch you on a less spoilery stream. All right. All right. See you later. Okay. So let's, because I've still never been to the laundry room. I don't exactly know what launder currency means. However, I have seen the laundry room before in drafting. I have never seen the bookshop before. So I think we have to go bookshop on principle here. And in turn, we will figure out what the heck we can do with the bookshop. I wonder if, because there was that one clue that I got that was like, hey, make sure that you have all these books that are available in Reading. So I was or Reddington. So I wonder if that's what this is. Reddington Herald, a new clue sold out in hours. Oh, that's the third book that she wrote, right? So she wrote the Red Prince, she wrote the Blue Bandit, no, the Blue Swimbird, and then New Clue was like her newest book, because I saw somewhere that said that. A New Clue sold out in hours. It should come as no surprise that the latest book from local author Marion Marigold is breaking literary records and making headlines even in absentia. The release of her new book, A New Clue, comes only 14 months after the distressful report of the author's mysterious and unexplained disappearance. Ooh. I will say the game does not offer all available rooms in the first few days. Oh, so now approaching 2 weeks, you will start to see some new options. Okay, that's good to know, because one of our ongoing goals has been to get some new rooms under our belt. Also, I'm just now realizing it's day 13. The commissary should be closed now. Have we gotten the commissary today? I don't think so. I think we got it on day 12. But unless I'm still not understanding that note, because it was in red and not handwritten as far as I could tell. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, but new rooms is always a good win in terms of knowledge. Okay, so release of New Clue 14 months after distressful report of author's it's a posthumous release, or I guess it's not technically posthumous because she's not dead, or she's not known to be dead, but at least a disappear. I don't know what the I don't know what the I don't know my Latin roots well enough to invent to coin a term here, but we'll just say a post-disappearance release, which is super interesting. Our current publisher has issued a statement debunking the conspiracy theories surrounding the book's recent announcement, stating the writing of this book was completed and well into the editing stages many months before the disappearance. In addition, the publisher has revealed that all the proceeds from first edition sales of A New Clue will be going to Lasting Hope, a nonprofit organization that aims to provide resources and intel in the investigations of missing persons. Still, the timing and conveniently mysterious title of Marigold's third book has left many cynics denouncing the book and her disappearance as a cheap publicity stunt. I mean, like that's I don't know if I'd say that's a reasonable conclusion, but I can see how some people would come to that conclusion. Detective Bond Margle. Oh, that's the person that checked out Swimbird. Yes. who many theorize who many theorize may have been the inspiration for A New Clue, was quoted only saying that the book was unintentionally accurate. Regardless of their opinions, fans, pundits, and cynics alike were standing together, elbow to elbow in bookshop queues this morning, eager to get their hands on what may very likely be the last words ever published by the missing author. I mean, that's like a banger of a selling point, right? Like, hey, here's a book that an author who mysteriously disappeared wrote before she mysteriously disappeared. Anyone want to read it? Like that, I also understand why people would call it a publicity stunt, because like that's, you know, definitely a banger of a selling point for sure. That certainly gets the attention of the crowds. I do want to write down, if I haven't already, Margle. Have I written down That's not Margle. I have. Detective Bond Margle investigating. Niece's oh my gosh. From Redguard? I don't remember why I wrote that. This is the whole my notepad is just a continuous cascade of I should write that down 2 days later. Why did I write that? Somehow I thought From Redguard would be something that made sense, but now I have no idea what that means. And she's not just niece, she's mom's disappearance, because she's our mom as well. All right. Okay, so that's some knowledge gained. What else do we have in here? Because we actually also have the books themselves, right? We could buy some books. It's just like that library game. I kind of want to play. I kind of want to play that library game. I know it's kind of popular right now, but I don't know. It seems fun. Seems like the kind of fun, random. I guess that would be a cozy game. Oh, we can buy. Oh, we can buy the book. We have nowhere near enough cash for this. I probably can remind you on likely Ted Guard reference, if you like. Yeah, I think I'll be okay. I'm okay with, like, if I wrote something down and then don't understand what I wrote down, then the Redguard. Yeah, no, I'm okay. I'm okay, because eventually we'll circle back and figure it out again. So I'm okay with not being reminded at this stage. Okay, well there's more volumes for the drafting strategies. There's Realm and Rune. There's Curse of the Black on Black Bridge and A New Clue. Dude, I really want... Oh, first edition of History of Ord... Wait. Okay, all right. Brain Blast. When we checked out, because when we first got to the library, the first book we checked out was History of Ordinia. And there was all this redaction. And I remember there being a note from, was it the detective maybe, that was like, I kind of had hoped that if anybody had an original unredacted version of History of Ordinia, it would have been Herbert von Hinkelstein. But I guess I was wrong. But maybe this is the unredacted version, because it's first edition. That's the only thing that makes sense. Like, there's no way it would be 50 coins for a book that we already have access to. Well, so what's cool though is that we can buy at least one drafting strategy. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna buy Drafting Strategy Volume 4. Wow, what a find, dude. We gained so much knowledge today for a. I thought this run was going to be so useless because we just got like stonewalled so quickly, but we found a ton of stuff, and we're also now soft locked. So this is the end of day 13. But wow, what a huge win. Also, where can I read? Can I read the book? Can I read it? Does it show up in the library maybe? Where do I get? Well, it's not in my inventory. So I ask a question. It's about a non-story, non-puzzle thing you should already be aware of, but I'm not sure. Yeah, go for it. Okay, so I think the book. I'm assuming that the book is just going to show up in like the library or something. I'm assuming there's going to be some way I can just read the book somewhere, right? So if it's not appearing in my inventory, then that means it's a permanent upgrade. Do you read the rooms in the directory? Some of them are amusing. I haven't done that actually. Past the steps and beyond the grand doors, admission to Mount Hawley is granted by way of a dark and garish lobby. Garish? I think it's garish. Suitably called the entrance hall. From here, each guest's adventure begins. However, the 3 doors that proceed onward do not always lead to the same adjoining rooms. Okay. All right, that's okay. I see now. So yeah, so I think I'm not going to spend the time to read each of these rooms right now, but I think what we'll probably do, well, let's read the book. Let's read the bookshop since we're here. Bookshop. This cozy little bookstore is often tucked away in the more secluded corners of the estate, giving guests little opportunity to appreciate the curated selection of equally rare books it offers. Equally rare, so each book is just as rare as the other? That seems like a far-fetched claim, but okay. Probably that's not what they meant, but that from a syntax and phrasing perspective, I think that's what it means. But I digress. Titles purchased in the bookshop will be automatically added to the library's book request form. There we go. Which fittingly is the only room in which this rare floor plan can be drawn. Okay, cool. That's a good tip. Now I know I should read the descriptions. I didn't even realize that there were descriptions, to be honest. I just thought it was this like array of stuff. Fittingly is the only room in which this rare floor plan can be drawn. Oh, so it's also the only room that you can access the library from, or you can only access the bookshop from the library. Okay, tons of good information there. Let me see. So what else so room director. So I think okay. I think so. Let's just do this then. Let's read through some of these other descriptions here, because since we're soft locked anyway, I think that's probably gonna be a useful bit of our time. So let's just start from the top. Spare room. An unfurnished, unfinished, and otherwise unremarkable empty room. If there had at some point been plans for this spare room, it would seem those designs are now long forgotten. Interesting, because I kind of assumed that it was just in a transitionary state, but maybe it's just like abandoned. Oh my goodness. Parlor. This cozy lounge, furnished with couches and armchairs, serves as the perfect social setting for receptions and after parties. Consequently, this was one of the most popular rooms for entertaining, and the late H.S. Sinclair was known to supply a myriad of parlor games to encourage his guests to think and conversate. Sick. Yeah, we love that. We love the parlor room. Dude, I'm so excited for the upgraded parlor room, dude. Billiard room. This smoky back room, featuring a pool table, and fully stocked bar, has served as a retreat on more than one occasion for guests lacking the social wit required for after-dinner conversation. So what I'm hearing is, if you weren't smart enough to go to the parlor room, you went to the billiard room. That's what I'm gathering. A rather curious game of darts provided the less competitive players a unique opportunity to ponder over its unusual rules. Okay. Empty closet, a very modest recessed space used for storage. This particular closet is favored by the junior members and the staff who utilize it to stash away assorted articles and knickknacks whose proper place is in the estate is yet unknown to them. Do you prefer the dart puzzle or the parlor? But the parlor every time. I do enjoy the dart puzzle. I had some trouble figuring it out. I kind of like just did not comprehend it for a little bit, and so it was a good 20 minutes of me like clicking, basically trying to brute force it before I finally understood. It's like, oh wait, no, this is a puzzle. Maybe you should think of it like a puzzle, GoodBerean, and actually try to solve it. And then we got there in the end. But because like, you know, it was fun like as a puzzle, but like now that once I've solved it, it's like, okay, this is solved forever. Whereas the parlor is like fun every time. Like every single time I'm so excited to see the new logic puzzle. Okay. Walk-in closet. The stylish and smart clothes of this generously sized closet belong to the former mistress of the estate, Lady Epson. Though the small dressing room has not been used in many years, it is nevertheless kept up and preserved in the state you now find it. Oh, okay, so rather than doing what I did, which is be confused about who the picture was, find the family tree, take a picture, and then compare pictures to reason out who the closet belongs to. Instead of all that, I could have just read the description and realized, oh, this is Lady Epson's. I'm a math person. Once I found the rules, it was a must do every day. I mean, I'm a math person too. I do love me a good math game. And like, I'm not saying I don't enjoy the dart puzzle. Like that's a fun mini game in and of itself. But if you're asking me if I prefer the parlor puzzle to the dart puzzle, it's parlor game every single time. A dedicated storage space filled from end to end with a surplus of chairs, carpets, paintings, and a handful of other things that had at one time been in vogue or on display elsewhere in the house. Okay. I think actually, I know rather than read through all of these, I think I am going to go for one more run here today. We accomplished quite a bit. Actually, before I call it a day, let me just use 100% of my brain here. Is there anything else? I don't think I passed any. There weren't any like. I don't think there was anything along the way like that I haven't used. I couldn't use keys for or something like that. Dang, I was just trying to think of like, there's any world where we can get to the into the journal here, but maybe I don't think today. Not on day 13. So all right, I'm gonna call it a day here, and then we're gonna go one more. We'll go one more run for this stream. All right, but that was huge. That was a big day. We got. That was such a turnaround from I thought this was like gonna be such a waste of a day to wow, we found so much. All right, day 14. What do you got for us this time? I'm also wondering if I actually picked up the allowance last time. Did I forget to pick up my allowance? Okay, so we do have this room unlocked. So we're gonna go unlock the west closet and see what good stuff there is for us. We never used that battery either. Dang, that was a bummer. That was the first time I found the battery. Ooh, do we go schoolhouse or do we go trading post? I think just for the knowledge, we have to go schoolhouse, right? Because we've been to all these, so I know what all these are. Trading post does have some cool and interesting items, but I think just for the discovery, I have to do schoolhouse. And there's nothing. I was just here like 2 days ago, so there's nothing that I haven't already seen. We read that note. We know that Herbie wrote in his desk because he's a bad boy. We've already turned on this, so I think we've accomplished what we need to in the schoolhouse proper. However, We need to get more classrooms, and we need to get past the first grade, because right now we're stuck in first grade. We find one classroom and then everything, and then we get stonewalled by gems every time. No pun intended, unless you appreciate pun, in which case pun entirely intended. A pun intended, pun not intended, but pun not apologized for either. Let's put it that way. Okay, let's go library here, because I think we want to do. How many of those gas valves you have on? I have 3, so I've found 3 of the 4, and I don't know where the 4th is. Book request form. Okay, so at this point, the only things we haven't read, we've read Swimbird, we've read History of Ordina, we've read the Pump System, which was such a useless book. We know we have the access to the fixed stars, so we don't need to read it. We've read the 3rd volume of Architectural Digest, so we could do 4th volume, or we could do Sightseer's Guide. I think let's go 4th volume here, because I'm still not convinced that Sightseer's Guide has anything valuable for us, but I could be wrong. Wow, this is the second time that this second time this stream that Freezer has literally been in this exact spot. That's such a bad place for Freezer. Workshop might be good, because even though we don't have anything to craft yet, know which valve you don't have. No, obviously no comment. I forget where all the valves are. I know that there's one in the apple orchard, and I've got that one, and then the one in the schoolhouse. The 3rd one I forgot to write down, so I don't actually remember where it is. So we'll I don't know. I'm not overly worried about the valves, because I figure we'll find it eventually. But we've got some, it's just one of those things where it's like I'm totally happy to let the valve puzzle just kind of cook, and I'm gonna just we'll just let it simmer in the background of my mind while I do other things, and eventually I will get to enough rooms or solve enough puzzles that the valve puzzle solution will become obvious. My personal theory is that it's going to unlock a staircase to the underground. That's what I'm working off of in my mind. But I could be wrong, but I'd like to theorize. I think we go. I don't even have gems, so never mind. So observatory is not even an option. So we have to go workshop here. I do want to see H. So I don't know if, and then it's the same, yeah, it's the same music it always is. Oh, we got a purse. What does that do again? Collect 3 coins. Every time you collect 3 coins, earn an additional 1 coin. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, so I do have like a running tally on these letters. I don't know if it matters that I've not gotten to the workshop every day, and so I've missed some days, but I'm going to continue to write down all these letters. Atch. All right. So that's that. Man, this is such a fun game, dude. I love just exploring. I love like collecting all the little puzzles. I will go to sleep. Enjoy the rest of your stream. Thanks for stopping by, Rem. Appreciate you hanging out as always. Hope you have a good sleep and good rest of your week. Hope to see you. We'll be back again on Thursday for more blueprints. Okay, I can't do anything with the coin purse yet because I don't have anything to combine it to. I wonder if there's anything you could even combine the coin purse with. A battery-powered coin purse, maybe. I already know about this rule, but the true box. I don't think there's anything in here I haven't explored, or if there has. I say that, but I guarantee there's stuff that I don't know, that I'm like not even comprehending, is like a puzzle that I'm gonna come across later and be like, oh, that's what it was. All right, let's keep going. Also, I need more drinks. What's up, Cat? Is that music clear enough on your screen that you can play it? Well, not as soon as I will show you as soon as we do this, I figure out what room I want. Corridor maybe? Yeah, because I don't like chapel. We don't need chapel. All right. Yeah, I've spilled my tea. Yeah, so the music, it is clear enough that I could play it. I can't exactly get out an instrument right now because of the time, because I do have an upstairs neighbor that would almost certainly hear me trying to play the saxophone. But in theory, I could play that music. I've been not brave enough to attempt sight singing it, but it is something. It is indeed clear enough for me to read should I want to. But how are you doing? How's everything going with you? Good to see you again. We are continuing our journey through blueprints. We made some big gains yesterday, and by yesterday I mean the previous stream, or the previous in-game day. We made some big gains. We found a book. We found a book. Hold on. Give me just a moment here. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay. You see as YouTube someone playing the music, but saxophone would be a new version. Well, that maybe we should play some blueprints sheet music live on stream someday. Maybe not live on stream, but maybe we'll consider that as an option. But yeah, so we discovered a bookstore, and we bought a book that's going to let us read more about strategies for filling out for laying out our little house there. So yeah, so that's going to be something we're doing. Let's see what's behind this door. Okay, what do we got? Nook, security, pantry. What's the move? Well, I don't have any gems yet, so we can't do that. Maybe we do Nook just to get a key. That might actually be the move. Okay, so what's our goal for this day? I think the goal is if we find any new rooms, we get them immediately. But also that I think our more immediately goal is to just try to get as north as we can, so we can get up into these upper ranks and get the picture clues from them, because we really need more of the picture clues to solve more of that puzzle. All right, door be unlocked. What was the point of that? The freaking I went to the nook to get a key, and then the door was locked anyway. What? And now I can't even progress. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I guess we're going coat check, because we're kind of, it forced our hand. So let's get our treasure map back. I still don't know if this treasure map is actually useful post the game, the day that I got it on, but we still have it, and it's still the same it was, which is what, rank 6, D6. Okay, so If we get to D6 and can dig some holes, maybe there'll be a treasure chest. All right, well, so since we're stuck, we might as well go back. Dang, we're really stuck. So now we're just like totally sealed off. So I guess we go this way. Well, rather than going west wing, let's go north. Bunk room, perfect. Ooh, classroom acquires gems. Don't have that. Den gives us a gem. Get it. Dude, and that's such a horrible orientation for the den too. Like this, what is day 14 is out to get me. What is this? Come on. No, bad. Not great. Not horrible. I guess we go pantry here just for some money. And orange. Bring an orange to a party sometimes. All right. Oh, I can't afford a classroom. It puts us the wrong direction. Doesn't let us go more north. I almost want to not do classroom here. I almost want to do storeroom to get more gems and then go down to the west wing. It's a bit of a risk, but I think we gotta, like, because either way it's, yeah, because classroom's only going to give us first grade. We already have first grade. I think it's getting more gems is going to be a better long-term plan here, even if it kind of cuts us off. It's a bit of a risk, but I think it'll be worth it, because this will give us the opportunity to get at least hopefully this will get us opportunity to get at least to second grade. That's my goal. Let's get to second grade. Can we get to second grade on this in this day? Hallway. Do we go hallway here? Maybe. Yeah, well, I guess, yeah, because we're not using the, I'm not spending my gem on the drawing room. That's not what's happening. So north here. And no, this is so bad. Literally all of these are useless. Because there's like there's no point to any of them. But I guess we'll go bedroom. So we can at least go in and see if there's anything like a gem. Okay, bedroom was the choice for sure. All right, so we do oh man, you're gonna choose between classroom and parlor. I mean, classroom is the objectively correct choice here, because as much as I love parlor game, like we're here to learn. We're not here to play parlor game. I don't think there's anything in here that I haven't already seen. We literally were in here like earlier this stream. What we really need is another classroom. Oh no, and it's just gonna, oh, I guess we could go spare room. Dude, it's just taunting me with the parlor. It just really wants me to do parlor. Okay, come on. Oh, we go chapel. Chapel's the only thing that gets us further, so I think we just could go chapel here. I'm also wondering, no money, of course. Of course not. First time I came in here, there was money. And then every other time, there's been like only one other time when there's money. Oh, the commissary is here. The garage soft locks us. I guess we have to do commissary. I'm curious to see, because this says the commissary is closed from day 12 to day 16, and it's day 14, and here we are, and the commissary is most certainly not closed. So I continue to not understand. Is this just a full red herring? Is this just saying, no, actually the commissary is not closed at all. Thanks for playing. Have a good time. All right. Anything worth buying here? We could buy a. We can't buy a set of gems. We could buy one gem. I think we don't even do that yet because I just want to see what's down the pike here. Of course. There you go, gymnasium, because it gives us more entrances, and we still got plenty of steps. So what else do we have? What else can we accomplish? Oh, a security door. No. This would be a great place for the empty closet. Except then I get soft locked. Dude. Go dining room. Go, time to go for me to go. Thanks for streaming. Thanks for stopping by, Orion. Appreciate you hanging out. Feel free to drop a follow if you're wanting to, you know, check out the future streams. But if not, that's all right. Hope you have a good night. All right. Dining room. Dining room. I think we have to go dining room here because it's the only thing that gives us way forward. Herba derba deep bop. And we're still in rank 4, so I have all the clues I need here for in terms of the pictures. Secret passage. Oh, we could do the boudoir. Boudoir. Do we go boudoir or do secret passage? Secret passage is kind of a gamble, but so is boudoir. Secret passage probably leads to more fun stuff, and I still don't. Even though I can't get into the safe, I still have no idea what it could be. I know it's probably a date, but I don't know which date it would be. Red room. No, that's still horrible. I just don't want to spend my last gem, so I think we go boudoir just so I can save a gem. Maybe we get a gem. Gem? Excuse me. Any gems in here? Any gems in chat? What do we got going here? Nothing. I don't know what the dates would be. Christmas, perhaps? Hold on. Oh, but I don't know the year. Well, I guess I could just do the day and the month. 12/25. Oh, I'm a genius. Holy cow. And we got a red letter and a gem. Oh my goodness. 4. Interesting. That's not a Roman numeral, but I'll take it. Dude, that's good. That's good. All right. Where? Well, now I spent all this time last time numbering the 8 envelopes by Roman numerals, and now it's just like 4. It's not IV. It's just 4. Okay. Oh, I need to act in Odor. Perfect. Safe. And then what is actually happening? All right. Herbert. I was distraught to learn that you have chosen to omit the details of our dear Marian's disappearance from the public record. It is no surprise to me that the royal court would want this embarrassment kept as quiet as possible, but I am shocked that you have so little regard for your niece that you would play the king's scullion and stoop to kissing the foot that treads upon her memory. What? I gotta read that sentence again. It is no surprise to me that the royal court would want this embarrassment kept as quiet as possible. Makes sense. But I am shocked that you have so little regard for your niece that you would play the king's scullion. I don't know what a scullion is, dude. And stoop to kissing the foot that treads upon her memory. She gave up her family, her fortune, and her life, and all you can do is think of your name. Having never had a family name nor fortune of my own, I cannot personally condemn you for faltering in your commitment to make the same sacrifices she did. But for the love of God, do not, by that same display of weakness, clutch your petty assets so tightly that you undermine the cause that she forfeited everything to further. For the love of God, do not by that same display of weakness, clutch your petty assets so tightly that you undermine the cause that she forfeited everything to further. Our countrymen must be made aware of the price that she paid and must be made to see the color of the flag she flew as she rode into the darkness of 100 nights. To deny her story is to deny her life. So, do we know? Does Herbert know something about her disappearance that hasn't been made public that we don't know? If through your silence you bless this betrayal, our son Simon, your heir, will inherit a fortune of lies and will spit upon your grave when he learns of your cursed foolishness. Needless to say, we will not be coming for Christmas this year. Daniel. Who's Daniel? Who is Daniel? Is Daniel someone we've met? I don't think so. It's not in the family tree. Maybe that's the part from the part that's torn off. No, but that wouldn't make any sense. Okay. All right, so let's write down some info. In the boudoir safe, Daniel accuses Herbert of hiding story of Mary's disappearance to protect his name. That seems like a pretty good recap. All right. So far, both of the letters seem to have been to Herbert, and both of them seem to be accusing him of some nonsense to do with the disappearance. One saying that he's just covering it up as an act of selfish self-protection, and the other accusing him of even having something to do with the disappearance in the first place. So, well, let's keep going. Classroom? Oh, we go classroom here for sure. Let's go to the second grade, guys. Hope everyone's ready. Hope everyone's ready to learn. Grade 2, here we go. Mathematics. It's starting to add up. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. What can we do here? Filing cabinet. Any files? No. Oh, math test? Or Fomric? I don't know who Fomric is. Maybe I should be writing the names down. Yeah, in fact, let's do that. Let's write down all the names of the people in class. So, classroom names. We'll say grade 0. Grade 0 is was not Herbert, our brother. I just thought of his name like 2 seconds ago, and now I can't think of it. Herbie. And then grade 1, I don't remember. We'll go find him again. And then grade 2 had Fomrick. Fomrick is such an insane name, dude. Sorry to anyone who's actually named Fomrick. It's a great name. But also, I've literally never heard of this name in my life. Don't tell me the numbers are important, dude. I don't want to write down all these numbers. No, that's silly. Oh, and then there's like... Oh, is this supposed to be like for teaching me how to do the darts puzzle? Because I already figured that out. Find the direction, find each sum without using the signs. Yeah, okay, yeah, because it's just the color coding. Okay. Yeah, so I don't think the numbers themselves are important. I think this is just teaching us about the signs. So I'm not going to write that down. Jenny W. All right, let's jot down Jenny W. Jenny W. And then, who's this? Rob. Rob got an F, dude. I just wrote F on my notepad. Look at the colors. Okay. And Penelope. Penelope. Right. I don't know if these are important, but I'd just rather be safe than sorry. And it takes 2 seconds to write this stuff down. Yeah, pilot and plot. Already got that one. Oh no? What's oh no, cat? Okay, and then this one's blank. This is just like the teacher's version. Rob. 8's still sideways. That all looks the same. Let me just make, is this alphabet complete? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Perfect. He got an F. Yeah, he did get an F. Yeah, Rob's really, I mean, he just needs to look at the colors. He just needs to look at the colors. So I should clarify, because I already, so the darts puzzle in billiards room is like color coded, and so it'll have like a blue sign pointing to a number, and it's supposed to mean that's addition, and then the yellow is supposed to be subtraction, the pink is multiplication, green is division. And so this is supposed to teach us that, except I already figured that out because I'm a genius. So we're gonna keep going. What's the likelihood we get to 3rd grade? Probably not high, because we have 1 gem left. Ooh, conference room? What rank are we on? Is this rank 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is still not the room that we need to be, but I think we do that. We've been in a walk-in closet. I'm not using a gem here. We're going conference room. Wherever item, yeah, we're going conference room here. And then I'm pretty sure that they're going to be, yeah. I still don't get the coast and tag. Like, that's not, I know that's not the correct thing, but safe code 9083. See, that also looks like it could be, like, that looks typed. Because it's like faded. Like, you know, handwriting usually isn't faded like that. Like, that looks like it's like a typewriter, and then they just, like, the A didn't quite fill out, and the 3 didn't quite fill out. So, and then what would the, and if all those codes are dates, that doesn't make sense, because 9083. Like there's no combination of that even makes a date. You know, unless it was like 09. No, that's not even true either. Like it just doesn't even make sense. So all right, we got an ad break incoming. So, and we got a security door. So we're gonna go on a quick ad break. Then we're gonna see how much further we can get here, and then we are going to, and then depending on how well that goes, we'll end stream pretty quick here. So feel free to grab a snack, get a drink, take a little break, and I'll see you in a few minutes. And we're back. Okay, hope everyone had a good break. So we're gonna be, let's just see how much further we can get on day 14, and then we'll call it a day. We're getting quite far. What I really need is, it's such a bad place for the security door, dude, because I need that room so I can get the special clue for the stuff that I need. But it's fine, because we'll just go this way. And it's locked. Dude, what am I supposed to do now? No way I'm just locked out now. There's not a... I don't think there's a way forward, is there? Because I think we could go back to the commissary and see if there's anything we can buy, but I think the only thing that's for sale that I can buy that's cheap enough is gems. Dude, that's upsetting. Have we learned anything this run? We did. We learned stuff. We got to 2nd grade. We can buy a gem. That gets us nothing because we're not locked by gems. We're locked by other stuff. We still haven't been to the treasure map, dude. Oh my goodness. What can we do here? Can we do anything? I don't think so. All that's locked. That's all blocked off. You go to coat check. Put the treasure map back. Bro, we're never getting rid of this treasure map. We're literally just never gonna find that treasure. But it seems like it's the only thing. It's the only move at this point. We haven't been to security, right? Yeah, so we couldn't even disable the door. Dang. All right, well that's kind of a disappointing day 14. I think the only thing left to do is just go back and put that map back. So it is what it is. Not the most productive day, but we did have a pretty productive stream. Like we got through a bunch of stuff. So even though we didn't accomplish, even though day 14 was not very eventful, oh, we need to check an item. Yeah, we'll check the treasure map. So day 14 was not very eventful, but we did learn a lot. In fact, let's just take a little bit of time before we end stream. I just want to take a look through some of these other rooms. The Nook, a snug corner reading room which serves as a quiet private place for guests to spend a few hours of their afternoon away from the hustle and bustle of the staff. Garage. Entering and exiting out through the west-facing private drive, the garage serves as a more practical and informal entrance point into the estate. Den. A more traditional family room, warm and inviting, so comfortable one might assume that the countless clocks surrounding the sofas are placed in a futile attempt to avoid inevitably wasting the entire day here. All the clocks, dude. It is a cool number of clocks. Wine cellar. A short staircase leads down to this below-ground cellar, revealing an impressive collection of bottles from every respectable vintage of the last 200 years. To the seasoned wine aficionado, the labels displaying here would indicate a preference for prioritizing extravagance and rarity over quality. Okay. Oh, and there's a safe in there as well, isn't there? Okay, seasoned wine aficionado. The labels displaying here would indicate a preference of prioritizing extravagance and rarity over quality. Interesting. The pantry. A well-stocked pantry is always a true test of a large estate, and keeping Mount Holly's wide gamut of ingredients and supplies stocked has always been one of the primary priorities of the house staff. Good on you. Rumpus room. A uniquely modern fashioned gaming room. The Rumpus room has provided many guests of the estate with countless hours of recreation. The room is outfitted with a record player, 2 television sets, a collection of board games, and a mysterious antique fortune-telling automaton named Alzara. And then let's read the office real quick. The late Sinclair's personal home office, a room he used exclusively for business affairs and the running of the estate, a task he took increasingly more satisfaction in overseeing in his later years. All right, I think that's good. We'll kind of read those in chunks now that I know that there's like lore associated with that and like sometimes actual like hints for how they work. So I think that's, while that might be an uneventful place to call it for the day, I think it's a good time to end it. So that's gonna be it for today. For me, we did have a real productive day though. We learned a ton. We bought a book. We got some more clues about this. We got the safe, dude. We figured out that freaking boudoir safe. That's huge by itself. So no, even because that's something that's been puzzling us from literally day one. I think literally like in-game day one, we found the boudoir, found the safe, and we're like, what's the deal with the safe? So the fact that we've cracked that literally is huge. Then we're starting to crack the picture puzzle thing. Like there's a lot of good progress here. So certainly lots more to learn, but I think that's as good a time as any to call it a day. So thank you all so much for joining. Thank you to Kahuna Pat for the raid, our first ever raid. That's super huge. Thank you so much for that. Thank you also for helping us reach our follower goal of 30. So moving on up. Thank you to Orion for stopping by and giving some helpful hints and just hanging out, having a good time. Thank you for all the regulars, Rem, that Shogun stopping by, Boom Trout. Oh, hey, Frederick. Honestly, your streams are really great, and I truly enjoyed watching them. Genuinely loved to join your community and support you as a real fan. Keep up the amazing work. Frederick, thanks so much for stopping by. Feel free to join our Discord if you're interested. And glad you're enjoying the streams. But thanks, Kat, for stopping by. Boom Trout, anybody else who was lurking or just hanging out in general. And anybody who's watching the VODs after the fact, appreciate you. I see you. We're going to be back on Thursday with some more blueprints, followed by some more. And then Friday, we're going to be continuing our challenge run of Hollow Knight Silk Song. We're going to be doing Silk Song Steel Soul. So it's Silk Song, but we're trying not to die at all. So appreciate everyone for coming out. Thanks again for Kahuna Pat for the raid. We'll be back on Thursday with more blueprints. And thank you, everyone. Till next time, be good.